1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Recently, I've been sleeping badly, and memories have been appearing in the night.
3.
A while ago, you started to write down your memories, but when I asked about them, you said you couldn't go on. You were ashamed.
Did you watch the Swedish thing last night?
Have you seen that film, Il Divo?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Interesting.
You turned it off after 10 minutes.
You couldn't get into it. Excuse me, it was not only me. Don't look at me like that. You were also not into it.
What is Jill doing? Do you know, Barbara?
No, I just let her get on with it. She knows what she's doing. That's really all that matters. Even if the answer's nothing.
You are 17. You go to Blackpool. You walk along the prom, and you meet my father for the first time. After your wedding, you move to Manchester. You live uncomfortably with my father's oppressive mother and his silent father.
We didn't have a close family life. I hardly knew my father. I don't think we hardly ever spoke.
My father was jealous of every boyfriend I ever had.
Yes.
Including
But
Dad.
How were they about Bertie? Because that meant you were going to move away
My
from London.
father was very irritated and jealous.
Yeah, well.
But kind of Bertie was a bit more acceptable, you see, as a
bit wealthier?
because he was wealthy.
Wealthy, yes, of course.
It occurs to me for the first time that maybe you married my father for the security of his money rather than his looks.
I can't visualise it.
I suppose there's a sexual aspect to this.
Just only makes me feel quite happy.
And it was always a tight squeeze. Whoever gets 150 wins, and you can go down up to 10. In other words, if you've got 3 4s,
I can put down 2 at a time.
you've got to go all out, up to 10.
Oh, have I?
Yes, you can't put them down. Well, I've got to try and redeem myself somehow, Barbara.
Well, you go ahead and try, dear.
Well, it's not very good. It's not looking good. 5 or under. No. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
No.
I'm going down for gin.
Very much a sign of your increased affluence.
Yeah. It was handmade for us at Harrods. Very memorable.
I'm in the garden shed with Bill, the gardener. He digs his fingers into his blue eye and pulls it out, leaving behind blobs of red jelly. He polishes it carefully with a large white handkerchief, smiling slightly, then pops it back into the socket. You have the life you say you dreamed of. Marriage, a house, 3 children. But still you're bored, so you open a coffee bar. But barely a year later we moved to London. No, I say, I don't want to.
typical bourgeois
self-provincial.
Jewish life. Being non-religious, we never attended synagogues.
We had a big social life with stage people.
Do you think this idea of the government that people that have been a long time unemployment should do some communal social work?
Yes.
Clean up the graffiti
Anything that makes
and
people
what
work
have you.
is good.
Just to get them out of the houses.
Yes, absolutely.
Instead of sitting in front of the
Yes.
plasma televisions.
Yes.
The poorest people have the biggest televisions.
I think that's a good idea.
I do think it's tea time, Bob.
Well, go and put the
I think
kettle on
it was
then.
all that trouble buying the
Alright, why don't you
paper
go and
cup
put the
top for
kettle
you
on?
and Jill.
Alright, go and put the kettle on.
Me?
Well, it's lunch, you can go and put the kettle on. You're going to put the kettle on then?
Yes, I suppose I must. There's only one end to all this.
Oh,
Sorry. I can still see your
yes,
ribs of
alright.
beef on the table. Monique used to always eat with
Yes,
us because she
alright.
was one of the family.
Of course.
Monique is our maid. She cooks, cleans and feeds your children and eats her meals in the kitchen. Bob, the doorman, is my friend. He's very thin. He shares his sandwiches with me. Sliced white bread, white beef dripping. Sometimes, lying on the white surface is a small brown stain.
We couldn't carry on, we hadn't got enough money to carry on. Hard to remember really, because I don't think I was terribly happy around that time.
Well, the marriage was no good for years before
No.
then. Because we weren't honest with each other. We stayed together because we felt better to be together for the children. And we sold off all our lovely antiques and the piano and everything to get some cash in. And off we went to Hove.
Would you be an angel and take, it's so beautiful now, take Rosie just for a little
I'm busy.
walk? Oh. I don't remember any life in Hove. It's such a nasty time in our lives, there's a complete blank over it, that's what's happened.
Yeah. And I realised that
Who were all the
it was a very superficial form of friendship with these people. It was all very nice when you were on top of the world. Fair weather friends, are they known
We
as?
didn't have any fair weather friends.
If you married my father for security, how disappointing it must be. And how lonely. You say nothing. The flat is tiny. I see steep stairs up to a tiny living room, a small electric fire, my brother with a broken leg, and the dog, who eats the gigantic box of chocolates my grandmother sent and is violently sick.
Can't see.
I remember the winter is so cold the sea freezes and my toes are swollen with chilblains and red from scratching. I remember I don't go to school. What do I do all day?
It's better.
We moved back to London. I've missed so much school I don't bother going.
It was a funny time of my life to be married and not have a marriage, really. And everything you did made you feel guilty anyway. If somebody asked you for a date and you'd say, you didn't want to sleep around and become a slag.
Right, I've got to clean the other one.
Come on, actor. What? Only the actor. You want some milk in your tea? I forgot she's there.
Your mum's my best friend.
He's very good to me, he is.
Ta-ta.
I was ready to have another go.
Sale was lovely, but our relationship and marriage was coming to an end.
We've always liked each other. The furthest and gone bad in bed, I suppose you could say.
We knew of no other couple that divorced. The shock and horror for Barbara's parents and my parents when we told them. Oh. So the effort and the necessary courage which I had to find to actually divorce was an incredible achievement for me.
We wanted to protect you kids as much as possible.
I remember you come into the kitchen. I remember the red of the banquette seats like the ones in American diners. I'm eating my breakfast. My father has gone. Gone where? But you've already left the room.
Dad is a very, well, do we have to be open and honest about this recording and everything? Because it's going to be very difficult for me to cope talking about Dad's background, if not. Because I know lots about him, and I don't want to upset him if he, you know.
I think it's pointless saying anything if it's not honest.
Well, like exactly.
I mean, we haven't talked about what I'm going to do with this film.
No.
It depends what you feel, if you want to talk about him or not.
I think it would upset Dad.
To know that you've talked about it at all.
Yeah. Because he's had a bit of a weird life, hasn't he? Which we know. Is that... Hello? Oh, madam.
Oh, here you are, Jill. That's me, that's Bill. That's Sebastian. That's Roger. That's Peter. Your father said, sorry, why don't you move to London with me? He got the job at the House of Parliament in the catering. Did he tell you why they pushed him out? Was it because he was gay or something? I can't remember.
Actually, he'd never really said.
Hmm. Hmm. It was a question of, I suppose, guilt to some extent, because you felt you were different. You know, and initially one thought you thought one was the only one.
Somebody told us a big opportunity for making money in the Cotswold Soul. And I was free. I had no more family responsibilities. So Peter stayed in the flat, looked after it, and I went up to Torremolinos. Met Roger in Torremolinos. I met him in a bar. He had nowhere to stay, so he moved in. Remember, you came and stayed there.
I haven't seen you for a few years, and out of the blue you invite me to Spain. Your life there seems to be one long holiday. I flirt with your boys, persuading myself they're interested in me. We play poker and you fleece me.
When I was divorced from your mum for those 20 odd years, well, I was young. I enjoyed my life. It was the best time of my life.
I'm in your bedroom. I'm helping you with your latest move. I pick up a pile of magazines. I see the pictures of naked men. I put them back, exactly where they were. I leave the room.
Dad was in Spain. I was happy because I felt free for the first time in my life.
But you aren't alone for long. You fall in love with a policeman and move him into the house.
And he was a really sterling person, and I was really very, very fond of him. And he was very good, very kind to me. No, I won't. I can't say anything bad about him at all. I did have some very, very happy years in Spain, John. Indeed. Like all good things, it seems, don't last. He got more and more into coming back from fishing, having a meal, and then going off and getting too much for his own bloody good, and he used to come home drunk.
When Barbara came to see me about what was going on with Tebbert, and how could she get out of this terrible relationship, because she was frightened. And when it happened, and I came over to London, 1, 2, 3, she was living in Dolphin Square. And I don't know why I sort of denied my own lifestyle to go back to what I struggled so hard to get out of. I'm glad I had a haircut. I look much more attractive. The
Oh, there you go. And there you go, on legs.
I hope so. If I didn't have that, I
Cut
wouldn't be,
it
I
too
wouldn't be here.
short.
That's nice. Carry on. Do you want a grilled tomato?
I was just going to say that. Oh, right, tomato.
How do you do the grilled tomatoes?
Cut it in half
Oh, I know that, but where do you do them? Where do you grill them?
under the grill. Or in a frying pan. Caring was the word.
You would say he succumbed to caring.
He's realised what the word means.
Oh, I see.
So,
Very good.
yeah. Come on, for your
You all right now?
support, spine neck. And it's lovely.
Secrets are best buried, you say.
She used to tell me a lot of things. She told me things I can't repeat to you. Your mum was, what shall I say? Oh dear, I don't know how to put it to you. She was very secretive to herself and maybe a lot of other people.
This is the first time I've ever washed socks. It's a sad admission, but there it is. That's how I am. When do you wash your socks in?
The washing machine.
I wonder what this left one is for. Go there. How the hell does it go?
Last night, he told me he loved Rodrigo. I don't know, I'm not sure what their relationship was, quite honestly, because Rodrigo seemed to have loads of lovers and also had a partner who I met. I have never once heard my father say he loved anybody. Not us, not my mother, not anyone. But it's not going to happen.